Hiya, welcome back to part 2 of getting ready with me. Yes, I must admit today is a new day. Last time I was starting to do my eye look and I had to interrupt the video for something, but I have the idea of the look in my mind. So I thought today let's continue where we left off, and I honestly didn't want to waste the first part of the get ready with me. Let me just do a nice 2-part video. And yeah, I'm so happy to be back. The only thing I did different now is I did a bit of eyeliner off camera. I really sometimes I struggle with eyeliner, especially with my eye shape, so I had to use a mirror for this. But I promise that next time, if I do more get ready with me, I meant to say, then I will do more eyeliner and I will test out new things because I am here to learn. So yeah, so let's get into the look now. Just gonna continue with the blue look I had in my mind from the Ariel palette. And which brush shall I use? I'm going to use this brush. So last time when I finished the video, when I had to stop the video, I was kind of like disappointed because I wanted to continue chatting, and you know, when you have like kind of like a flow of things that you want to say in your mind and then you have to interrupt it, it can be kind of annoying. But I hope that you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for those of you who left comments and your feedback, and even just if you watched the video, thank you so much and hope you really enjoyed it. Now with this blue, I must say that I can see already a bit of a fallout, so this is not the best, but my brush is a little bit damp because I washed it yesterday, and maybe it's because it's not fully dry, it could be the case, but it's just annoying when you have a bit of fallout, it's hard to get rid of it. I'm gonna try to cover that up with a bit of powder, or actually concealer. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that your support means a lot to me. I am really new at this, like, honestly, I just feel like I am really just a beginner when it comes to doing YouTube videos, or you know, just like even editing stuff. And but I must say that even in the course of a few weeks I learned so much. Like, honestly, I learned so many new skills that it's crazy. And hopefully, you know, if I continue like that and I keep learning new things and developing my skills, then in a year I won't have to say, oh, I'm so new at this. And that's amazing. And already now to receive your feedback and your comments means a lot. It's like really more than I can ask for, so thank you so much. I wanted to also say, just to finish off the discussion from yesterday, from part 1 of the video, if you haven't seen that, please do watch it, it's on my channel. I was talking about kind of like this period of the holidays when we are somehow expected to have a great time all the time, to be happy, to only have good moments, to have like really extravagant plans, and basically just be busy all the time. And I just wanted to say that, you know, if we slow down, if we do have a few days where even you stay in your pajamas and you don't do that much, I think it's such a great win, because already you are taking care of yourself, you are hopefully, you know, chilling and having a good time, and that's what matters really. Because it's hard, like it's hard to expect the same things from yourself even that you might have done a few years ago, or even pre-COVID. You know, it's you just can't, no matter where you live. I think, of course, there's different situations depending on the countries that we live in and what kind of rules they are implementing, but whatever, I think wherever you live, COVID somehow is there. I mean, it's sad to say, but no one's safe from that, and you can't just expect to live the same exact life as before. And I know that sounds bad because, like, obviously a lot of people want to get back to their lives and they want to kind of live the way they lived before. They enjoyed living the way they lived before. I myself have to say that there are some things in the way that I lived before COVID that I wouldn't want to bring back. Even though then, if you would have asked me, or if maybe like the pandemic didn't happen, I would have continued doing it and I would say like it's fine. And I think that would be my ego speaking, because I just know that there were a few things that I was doing that was just simply not good for me, and I acknowledge that. So I'm happy that I reached the point that I can acknowledge that. I just had to pause the video a bit because I went to get my concealer to try to correct this little blue fallout from my eyeshadow. And I'm using the same concealer as before, the one from NYX. It's not like a huge favorite of mine, but lately I've kind of liked using it. I hated it in the summertime, but now maybe it works better with my skin in wintertime. I don't know. I just wanted to also share the shades that I used. Sebastian, this cute little brown shade I used on the under eye. And now I'm thinking, before I go in with some sparkles, because you know I have to do it, I am going to try to use as many shades as I can to create this look. And yeah, I just wanted to say that, for example, just to give you an example of things that I did before the pandemic that I wouldn't want to go back to, was honestly like I was shopping a lot. And when I say a lot, it doesn't mean like a huge amount necessarily. It just means that it's a lot for me. In the back of my mind, I just know that that's not good. And for me, you know, to consume things responsibly and to buy things after, you know, thinking about it, if I really need it, or if there's even a point in buying something, is really important. And I think I was just kind of doing it because I was, you know, I was living in a huge city where, you know, everything was more accessible. I did have to dress up really nicely for work. Like, my workplace was the type of environment where they really expect you to dress up and to take care of yourself and be really well groomed. And, you know, I'm not saying, like, of course, if your work environment is not like that, then that's amazing. I mean, right now, if I would have to go back to exactly that, maybe it would be difficult for me because I stayed home a lot and I really wear a lot of like sporty clothes now, you know, like a lot of like a lot of clothes that, you know, I just, once you start wearing like sweatpants and sneakers and sneakers all the time, it's really hard to go back. And that was my situation then, so of course that influenced the whole thing. But at the same time, I think what happened was I was substituting a lot of things in my life with shopping, and I found like kind of a temporary fulfillment in that. And I still do, don't get me wrong. Like, now the only thing I'm saying, and I'm not sitting here being like judgmental, like don't do it and don't shop and be a minimalist, because it's hard. I'm just saying, like, try to do it less, you know. And I'm saying this to myself first of all because this is what I really want to work on, and I feel so accomplished knowing that I was able to do it in the past year and a half or so, that it's just like it's a bigger accomplishment than, you know, what shopping felt like. And really, I mean, I think in life, for most things, um, whether we like it or not, we need to find a substitute. Even if you are like into like, you know, drinking or something like that, and maybe one day you say you want to quit and you don't want to do it anymore, you do have to find sort of a substitute. And I know that that sounds wrong, like it sounds weird, but what I mean is like even substitutes can be positive or negative, you know. You usually find something better, someone or something that motivates you to quit. And if it's a positive thing, if it's a positive sort of substitute, then it's amazing, you know. And it's hard to find that, but with shopping, I feel like I made a nice little switch in my life, something that I wanted to do for a long time. And probably if the pandemic never happened, I would still have my same habits from before. And yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to share. And now I am going to use the mascara that I prepared for today. It's the Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced. And this, I have to warn you, I only use it when I really know that I need my mascara to last. For that, this is the best that I've ever tried, honestly. But I have to say, like, it's extremely hard to get it off. Like, if you have this mascara or if you used it, please let me know and let me know your thoughts on it, because at some points I had such a hatred for this mascara that I swear I wanted to throw it out the window, because it just like was horrible to get it off, and my eyes were hurting from all the products that I used, like oils and, you know, like wipes, whatever I used, like it's hard to get it off. Now I know what to use for it in terms of like makeup removal, but still, you know, after one day you can still see some leftovers, if I can say that, from it. So be aware of it. But honestly, if you need to go out somewhere, if you need something that will last the whole day, I mean, this is amazing. And I have like small eyelashes, but it makes them look really nice. So I thought I'd use this today. Yeah, you can see like there's a big difference between the two eyes. So yeah, I'm just like happy to get to the new year, you know. And I just want to say, like, this for me is gonna feel like weird, because I decided that resolutions are not necessarily what resolutions, you know, are not necessarily what are going to help me get ahead or help me get my plans and my dreams accomplished. And the reason I decided this is because for me, a resolution kind of like has this, in my mind, this correlation to new beginnings, a new year, changing something. And what I intend to do is, for the things that I really want to accomplish and the goals that I have, or goals is like, I'm not sure if I like that word, like maybe the aspirations I have and the dreams that I have should not be tied into a resolution. For some reason, it just gives it kind of like a negative effect in my mind. I think should be like a day-to-day thing of improving myself at least 1%, you know. And if it's just 1%, and if I'm getting closer with by 1%, for me that's amazing, because 1% now in a few months or a few years is like way more than 1%, let me tell you that. And so this is why I try to do less planning and more like incorporating these things into my lifestyle, you know, becoming that slowly, you know, instead of like chasing that or waiting for something to happen to get close. And this might sound confusing, so I'm just gonna give you an example. So instead of like putting down on paper that this is exactly what I want to accomplish in terms of, let's say, traveling, you know, I want to go here, I want to put aside money, and by, I don't know, May or June, I want to go to 3 different countries. I mean, this is just a rough example, but you know what I mean. I'm going to try to use every experience that I have as a traveling experience. You know, every time you go out of your city, or you just go to a different town, or maybe if your work takes you, try to look at it as a traveling experience. You know, try to test out a new coffee shop, try to test out a new restaurant on the way, try to make cute pictures, and whatever you're into, you know, or if you like driving, try to take a different road that you've taken until now, and make everything, you know, like incorporate that. And this is just an example with traveling, but you can do this with so many other things. Because if you see everything as a goal, and you know, as something that is on the calendar, and it puts so much pressure. Like, honestly, this thing with the resolution, I think, doesn't work so well for many people. You know, you have to be a certain type of person for it to work like good for you. Like the type of person who is really loving to have deadlines, and who is really motivated by deadlines and by accomplishments, and they really sit down at the end of the year and like count what they've done. And reflection is always good, but when you attach so much passion to it, so many numbers to it, at a certain point, at least for me, it's never gonna be enough. It's always like, okay, I wanted to do this, now I accomplished half of it, and now I can't be happy because my goal wasn't reached, because maybe I wanted to save, like, let's say like €1,000, but I could only save 500, so I failed at my goal. And how did you fail if you saved 500? You know what I mean? So this is how I look at things, and I must say it's very different to how I used to look at things. So I'm trying this new version of looking at the events, and I'll let you know how it works out. But I'm very excited, you know, to change. I love to change. I'm never the same person that I was before, and it's really strange because some people kind of expect you to be the same person that they know you, or maybe they've known you, I don't know, in school or whatever, and they're if they look at you, they don't even recognize you, they say. Or and it's like, man, if I haven't changed, I must be doing something wrong. If I would be the same person, wouldn't that be like wrong? Like, in my eyes, if I haven't, you know, like evolved. It's gonna come closer for you to see the shimmer, which is called Atlantica. And I must say, I love blue so much lately. This is the one here. And I was so excited to test this palette. So it's, you know, I have to put it on with my fingers because it's really hard to work with, I have to say. But I hope it's gonna look good at the end. maybe if I would have like kind of like glitter glue, it would help. But I have to say, I'm not a big fan of like the perfect kind of Instagram makeup look where everything looks perfect, almost like it's edited. I like to see, you know, my face as a natural face, and of course my makeup won't be perfect, but I will aim at doing the best that I can for my shape, and especially my eye shape, which is a bit hard to work with sometimes. But yeah, I'm loving all this glitter, and I'm loving also that, as you can see with this brush, at least the fallout from the blue glitter comes off more easily than the fallout from the other colors, so that's a good thing. And yeah, my gosh, this is now turning out to be really cute. I'm not sure if it translates to the camera, but it's really shimmery. It really looks kind of like an ocean look. I don't know what that is, but kind of like reminds me of an ocean. So it's really appropriate for the Ariel palette. And okay guys, I'm gonna have to stop here with the eyes, because if I don't stop, I'm just gonna keep on going and who knows what I will put on my eyes. So let me just stop here. Let me do other parts of my face now, and then if we want to change something, we can always go back. But I'm quite liking it. I mean, this is the type of look that I really like, when it's really glowy and shimmery and an unusual color, but my preference is either green or blue for my eyes. And I'm just gonna have to decide which blush I use. And like everyone else who is alive in 2021, I do get so excited about blush. So this is one from Kiko and two from NYX. One is Coralicious and the other Baby Doll. So these are my three options, and I love all of them. Maybe for this look I'm gonna go with the Kiko one, because I will show you now, it's a bit of a velvety, kind of understated, you know, blush that is not that noticeable. I love blush, but I think with this blue I don't want to go that far, you know. I don't want to do an 80s look although that was a nice period for makeup for sure, but that would be a bit too much. So let me just do this. And yeah, I'm bad at telling you the names of these products, but this is the Velvet Touch Cream Stick Blush from Kiko. And let's see if it works well with the eyes. You really have to, I've noticed with this product, you really have to blend it a lot and use a lot of it, but the end result is something so luxurious looking, so velvety, so smooth. So that's great, and I really like that it doesn't pick up the foundation underneath. And I see now that a lot of people put blush on their nose these days, and I really like that look, so I'm gonna do it as well. And the best way to use it, I find, if you just put it on your hand and pick it up with a sponge instead of putting it directly on your face. This is what I can say with most of my blushes. I can't, especially the NYX ones, if you know, they are quite popular, and they're so pigmented, they're really amazing. However, I do recommend, if you use them, don't put them directly on your skin, because then it's really hard to smooth out. It's so pigmented that sometimes I had to actually take my makeup off because it was too red. So yeah, this one is really cute because once I do the final blush, no, sorry, the final covering with a bit of powder, which is the last step in my makeup, unless I use setting spray, it's always the last step to kind of blend everything out and smooth everything out. Then you'll see that the color won't be that heavy, it will just be like an underneath glow, which is amazing. And let's now use, finally, the highlighter palette from Ariel, because these highlights are so beautiful that I just have to use them. Yeah, so I'm thinking either this one or this one for today. Maybe I'm gonna go with the one in the middle. It looks really nice, and I think it will make my face, it will just like make it really nice and shimmery. This is a damp brush because I want to see the difference between using a damp brush and on the other side using a completely dry brush. I really want to see if it picks up better with the damp brush, so we're gonna just see that. Okay, so this is the dry brush. And this is the wet brush. I think there's a difference, you know? This is really nice. If you like a highlighter look, for sure, visible highlighter, then that's really nice. And today, I'm not gonna use a lot of bronzer today, to be honest, because I think that would just be too overwhelming. But I'll just do a tiny little bit here just to contour, if I can, my cheeks. And yes, I'm the type of person who uses bronzer like almost right at the end. I don't really use a lot of contour sticks and stuff, but I am trying, you know, to figure out how to use them more. So maybe next year I'm gonna buy like a contour kit to kind of play around with it and see what I can do. But for now, just a bit of bronzer, just like to give a little shape to the cheekbones. And if I'm doing it there, I have to do a bit here as well. Okay. Okay guys, now for the lips, I'm going with something very simple. A lip pencil from Rimmel London. I can't tell you the shade because unfortunately I can't see it anymore because it's really old. Perfect. And now I'm also gonna put on top this gloss that I've been raving about, and I love it. It's the one from Kiko. It will just give a nice shimmery effect, and I love this gloss a lot. I'm quite loving this look today, I have to say. I really like the palette, both the highlighter and the eyeshadow palette, but between the two, I must say, if you have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, for example, maybe you can find similar shades, but with the highlighter palette, honestly, it's so good that it's really worth buying. um, as you can see, I think it looks better if you do a look with a bit of a wet brush than just normal, but both of them look really good. And now, just to finish off, I'm just gonna use a bit of powder just to set everything, and that will be it, I think. I don't want to overwhelm my face too much with different things. I think with the blue popping out like that, it's more than enough. And I'm actually happy with how it turned out. So in my opinion, no makeup look is finished without a good perfume, and today I think what matches my mood and my look the best is Givenchy L'Interdit, I don't know, but I love this, and I think my perfume has to kind of match my look and my mood for the day, and this is a perfect match. Okay guys, this is the final look, and I'm so happy with the quality of the palettes I used and with the intensity of the colors. I really like it. Let me know please if you do like it, or if you want me to do any other looks with this palette, or if you enjoy beauty content in general, and if you want to see more, then please subscribe. And thank you so much for watching this video. I had so much fun, especially making it into part 1 and 2. I was happy I could do that, and thank you always for your support. I will see you in the next video.